Forestry contributes just 6% to the gross domestic product. Yet, even that small share exerts heavy pressure on the environment, driven by rising demand for charcoal, construction materials, and timber.
Actually, forestry contributes about 6% of our national GDP. It's a big contributor of our national GDP. And you'll find that in Uganda's exports, timber and wood products rank very high. But for a local person, that's not be like a priority. But for government, we need to take it as a priority because 6% is not small. Currently, the country loses like 200,000 hectares of trees per year. Now that loss is only indicative of one thing, that there is high demand.
Experts caution that the growing demand is threatening indigenous tree species, which are difficult to replace once lost.
We have quite a number of indigenous tree species that somehow, because they are overly exploited in the wild, for charcoal, for construction purposes, for furniture purposes, you have to conserve them. If you don't, because the pressure on forests is really too much, people harvest, a few people plant, you find that we are having other species taking over the forests. So then our core indigenous species are getting lost as time goes on. So we are intentional to make sure that these woody plants are conserved.
With no slowdown in the demand for cheap energy, the owners now fall on scientists to deliver fast-maturing alternatives that can ease reliance on indigenous trees.
So we are looking at alternative products. Bamboo is also contributing to the construction industry. The construction industry is one of the main consumers of timber, and it's one of the main causes of degradation of forests. So let's bring alternatives. Let's bring bamboo species that are able to mature very fast and yet produce quality timber that could replace timber from our trees that have been here for 50 plus years.
But the major issue at the moment that we are looking at for most of our crops is reducing the maturity time. Because when we look at tree crops, in as much as they have a lot of potential, for example, now we are looking at jackfruit, it has a lot of potential in contributing to food security. But now you plant it today, you're going to harvest in the next 4 or 5 years, which may not be able to solve immediate food insecurity issues. So what we are doing now is working on most of the trees to reduce the maturity time. But also the third thing that I wouldn't want to forget is adapting these crops to the different agroecological conditions, especially in view of this climate change.
Rachel Nabisubi for NTV Business.